Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Aaron Rodgers, Week 7, a great performance, tough L, locked in, fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Aaron Rodgers, icy hot bowl, 3rd and long, double move up top, DK Metcalf, an absolute dot. In the bucket, not a lot of room, right on stride. You catch Metcalf one-on-one. They close the middle of the field. You know Aaron's thinking one-on-one, give your big guy a shot down the field. An absolute great job here of being able to just put it on a string. I mean, he can't throw this thing fast enough. This is beautiful up and down. That's so good. So again, things to really pay attention to here. You catch the double move. So it's 3rd and long. We got a long way to go for the first down. It's actually, I would classify it as maybe not even that great of a route because the first down marker is the 41. So he kind of rolls this thing before the first down. So if you're the DB, you probably should be thinking, hey, if he's going to run that shallow, I'll let him have it as opposed to biting down on it. So you catch this. And then the thing that makes this such a good throw for me is oftentimes in the league, you'll hear a term referred to as the red line. The red line on an NFL practice field is 5 yards from the sideline. And it's used as an indicator for both wide receivers and corners to know, hey, this is where we want to run to give our quarterback some room to fade this thing in. When you run this thing and you run your double move and you're pushing down the sideline, within the red line, 2 yards from the sideline, that's a much harder throw because there's not enough room to fade you in. And Aaron does a great job here. This is not a traditional like Russell Wilson moon ball. This is on a line. This is like a 2-iron. Dot, hit the stick, boom. Again, notice where Metcalf is running up the sideline here. I mean, that is, 2-3 yards from the sideline. Beautiful throw, big time hookup. And again, what they do coverage-wise from Metcalf here, you can see, are you sure? Do I have the double move? Yeah, okay, let's do it. What they do towards coverage-wise towards Metcalf leads to a number of big plays later in this game with how they cloud him. But right here, you can see 27 work to the middle of the field. They leave him one-on-one. And Aaron puts it perfectly placed, big first down. Next one here, this is a pretty cool design. We're going to try to hit Hayward out the backfield, the fullback type 83 on a corner, like an insert corner. Just a little naked keeper. Aaron does a great job in this game of extending plays with his legs. Right here, this is a natural move the launch point, move the pocket. And this thing is well thrown. I mean, it's going to be a nice catch if he can hit it, if he can get it and hold on to it. But this thing hits him in the hands. So again, watching from the fullback position, right behind the quarterback, he's going to insert in the C gap, run right by 22. And again, look at this ball placement. Pretty damn awesome. They do a number of cool things with their tight ends groups. We've got a bunch of dudes out there can get all sorts of funky with their personnel groups. Oftentimes you'll hear me say, in a condensed formation like this, so everybody's inside the numbers, and you run any iteration of what we'll call a naked or a keeper here, you're almost always going to get someone in the flat, someone to the corner, and someone in the over space. Now again, how they get there is a little bit unique here because they protect the edge. Okay, so he's going to be the leak in the flat, and then they get to the corner here from the insert. So he's going to insert in the C gap and run by that. And what that does is that just puts in a lot of stress on the defense because they don't think you're going to get a vertical threat from the backfield. And then they get the traditional over from the backside. And if it's 2, they probably get a post. So again, it's one of those things. Aaron's a touchdown hunter. He's going to want to throw that ball in the end zone. This is a beautiful job of scheming it up, and they just barely miss out. But I love the design. I love the throw. I love the aggressiveness. It's right there. And there were a few of these corner throws that maybe were just a tick hot. And, if he could put just a little bit more air on this thing to make it slightly more catchable. But again, this is pretty damn well thrown. And again, I just really love the stem from the backfield. And I mean, that is a thing of beauty. So close. Next one here, first of 4 touchdown passes. We're going to have Aaron eventually extend this thing to his right, find the number 3 up top. He's working the middle of the field. He's going to work the front goal line here as Aaron scrambles back across to the right. Really nice job by the offensive line, not going down the field. Beautiful job by Aaron extending, again, kind of vintage Rodgers here as you think about being able to create off platform. Whatever this is supposed to be to our right here, he doesn't like it. I don't like it either. No panic, always eyes downfield, always trying to create. And the arm talent to make that throw back across your body in the red zone, pretty damn sweet. Pretty damn sweet. So again, don't get me started with this kind of motion, having guys run routes from the backfield from 5 yards deep. But whatever this is supposed to be, so whether that's supposed to be a post or an in, it doesn't really matter. We don't like the flat. I don't like the flat either. We don't like the shallow. I don't like the shallow either. If he were to come back and kind of play this thing, if he was able to go kind of left to right all the way back across the field, maybe in structure, you've got this. But it's not there. We're then going to follow the number 3 right here. First, we'll pause it at the top just so you can see there's nothing there at the top of this drop. So where do you want the ball to go? Maybe here, if you were to able to get all the way there, he doesn't even look over there. So probably not part of his read. And as he extends, we're just going to work the front line, work the front line, work the front line, work the front line. See it, take a little bit of a hit, and that's a big time play on 3rd down. So again, vintage Rodgers, making great decisions for the most part. Okay, one kind of got a little greedy in this game, but not right here. So no, don't force it. No, extend. Look at the offensive line, not going downfield. 76 feels himself. I'm back. Protect. Big time throw. Next one here. This is that flea flicker gone wrong here. So a few things for me. One, obviously it's embarrassing when the coach and the quarterback say different things in postgame. If I had to guess what happened here, they probably have 2 plays called in the huddle. You can see Aaron go into his helmet here. So at the line of scrimmage, he's going back to his helmet. They probably have 2 plays in the huddle. The first play is probably a flea flicker. The second play is probably just the run. So whatever, the back freaked out. He's all excited to run the flea flicker. You can see, again, the communication at the line of scrimmage. Everybody is blocking the run, right? The wide receivers down here at the bottom, they're blocking. They're not running routes. DK Metcalf looks like he's kind of running like a bluff post. He's just trying to block the corner. He's got that dog in him. I mean, look at that block down here at the bottom slot. I mean, he's knocked somebody to the damn ground. He's not running a route. He's bench pressing 22 to the ground. So if I had to guess, again, the running back just got locked on the first play, panicked, didn't get the communication at the line of scrimmage, and now Aaron's pissed. And now we kind of make our head coach look like an idiot because we say it's not a flea flicker when it probably was a flea flicker called. They just got out of it at the line of scrimmage with their process, and we end up getting just an incompletion. So the next one here is the 3rd down right after the flea flicker. To me here, Aaron gets a little fooled. He probably thinks he has the number 3 up top. Looks like a tight end on that little inside slant or one-step dart. He doesn't. And now he tries to get through this read, comes back to the corner, ends up throwing it a little far and flat. Okay, a similar miss to what we saw in the red zone. So he's probably thinking he's going to have that inside slant. 49 fools him here and doesn't blitz, doesn't pressure. You can see him, whatever this little over signal is, to the right, assuming it's not a dummy, whatever this elbow is. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that an elbow signal, okay, what does an elbow look like when you hold up your elbow and tap it like this? Corner, right? You're welcome. I'm not sure what the over would be, maybe like the Rockies, like Denver. Most West Coast worlds refer to triple slant as Denver. And again, that thing's just a little far. But it's pretty rare to see Aaron, in my opinion, get fooled. So again, we're a little bit probably on tilt after the flea flicker gone wrong. We end up thinking, all right, we're going to put it right on this guy, catch and be hot. It'd be a nice, easy first down. All right, we see the sticks up here at the 48. When that doesn't happen, he immediately gets kind of his eyes get down here, and we just overthrow this corner. Normally, on what I will call triple slant here, you're really calling triple slant to work the number 2. And that's kind of the traditional guy who gets the ball. And then if it's not there, you usually have the number 3 on that kind of short in or fin. If you get fooled here, so he bluffs it. Now all of a sudden you're like, damn, he's right into the lane. You can still kind of go 1 to 2. And I think if he did, and if he had to do this over again and he was being honest, he would probably say, yeah, I got a little fooled pre-snap or post-snap and kind of panicked and went to the left as opposed to playing this thing out through the right. So no, you can see he wants to throw it, right? He's like, yeah, just get through it. Okay, if you're late here, and you might be late there after you get fooled, just come right here. Again, easier said than done, right? Obviously easy with a clicker and a marker, decade plus out of the league. Aaron's still doing it at a super high level right here. They just got him. Again, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to win every third down, but I do think it is interesting to see what he thought he had pre-snap, and I totally agree. It looks like it's going to be there right on the logo. You can see his communication at the line of scrimmage. Excellent. And it's not there. And then just a little far. Next one here, another third down. Another extend scramble play. We're going to end up getting the ball to the check down to the back as we scramble out to the left. Now we probably take an L here, long hair, left guard, gets beat quick around him. Aaron's able to extend, find the check down, get us to a 4th and manageable for a potential kind of tushy-pushy that goes wrong. But again, I don't know about you, but I personally love to see Aaron doing his thing, extending, creating outside the pocket. It's not there. It might be there if we had time to throw it, but we don't. He feels the white kind of avalanche come down on him. He's able to spin out, eyes down the field, good enough throw, give ourselves a chance on a 4th and convertible here. Now what's going on here coverage-wise, let's go wait till post-shift here. They end up playing this thing. I personally think the 2 and the 3 up top are probably not, one of them is probably not running the correct route. So to me here, we're going to get I would guess this is supposed to be a clear, and this is supposed to be an in. You end up getting kind of, quote unquote, the 3 and the 2 kind of in the same space here, which muddies this picture. Now, defensively, to me, this is what I would classify as boxing this bunch. So you've got these 4 over these 3. This is a common kind of bunch check, or not even a check, how things play out. So the way to think about it is this guy's got the first and inside, first inside shallow, first outside shallow, first outside deep, first inside deep. So as soon as Metcalf runs this shallow, this defender, this star nickel, he's gone. So now you've got this quote unquote, I'll call it a crappy clear with this in behind it. Well, you would think he's going to run with that crappy clear, and now all of a sudden you're going to have this. So I think that the scheme of it to me makes a lot of sense. Now we don't have time, pass protection, to sort this thing out. So first watch that nickel run with Metcalf on the shallow. Now the other part that I don't love about this is when you inside release this receiver down here to the bottom, and they're playing any sort potential like poach, bracket, and he inside releases and he can potentially get his eyes inside a little bit, that potentially causes an issue for an in-breaker. But besides for that, this thing's got a chance to hit, but it's not there. It's not perfect. It's not the end of the world. And again, Aaron has to go. He's leaving right there. That's not the spacing we're looking for, right? At any level. So we got to go. We're able to get it to the back. He fights through some holding. We make a nice little hookup, and now it's 4th and short, and we can get creative with a weird tush push. And we can't execute it correctly or legally, but it's a nice job from Aaron again. Extending, creating, eyes downfield. It's not there. He's making up for some poor spacing down the field. Flip your hips, give your guy a chance. Hell yeah. Next one here. This is a tough pick, man. Turning the ball over on the road in division. Tough as always. Not telling Aaron anything he doesn't know here, but it's one of those things where I love the idea of taking up and dialing up another double move shot. They catch middle field closed. You got an opportunity for a one-on-one with Metcalf. It makes a lot of sense until you turn around and the corner's just running out of there. And you just don't have to throw it. Again, it's easier said than done sometimes. I don't think the cross is there either. The ball probably here goes to the check down and you live to fight another day. So it's just one of those things where you're probably not making a great decision down the field. The other thing I would say here is, this is not, if this is supposed to be a double move, we've already hit one double move this game. This would classify to me as kind of a crummy, whatever this is, little weave. If it's a true go, it doesn't look good. If it's a double move, it doesn't look good. We end up catching closed. So we definitely want to green light this thing. Like let's take a peek. But once the corner stays way over the top of this thing for me, just get off of it. And again, easier said than done. I don't think the crosser is there either. I think they do a decent job at the second level of getting depth. And this ball probably has to go to the check down. So again, easy to say, harder to do, ends up being, in essence, a like pseudo punt, but still counts against you on the stat sheet. So watch that route up top first. I think that's probably just a go. I don't know. Whatever it is, it doesn't look great. And again, it looks like he almost stops because that corner's so over the top, he doesn't think he's going to get it. So now let's pretend like we didn't like it. So we don't like that matchup. Do we like the crosser? Not really. There's a lot of space out there. They're doing a good job of getting depth at that second level. Just get the ball down. And again, I don't think Aaron is a guy who, by any means, is a guy who turns the ball over consistently or throws the ball up for grabs. One of those things where if you asked him, he was probably, half just excited to catch one-on-one with Metcalf with closed, and then another shot down the field, almost like a borderline heat check. Not an excuse, not good. Next time, just check it down. Next one here, another pick up top, Metcalf again. This one is a tough one because, this really is a beautiful throw. This is hard to put it on Aaron other than the fact that you never like to see your guy get hit like this. To me, this is too manny, and we're throwing like a back shoulder fade. Now, the ball hits him in the damn hands, in the damn chest, really. So, two-man to me, or an iteration of it, you're going to be inside leverage. You're already in kind of a wide split, so there's not a lot of space. I personally don't think very often, if you were to ask me, hey, if we throw a back shoulder fade versus two-man, is the corner going to hit us? I can't imagine that he would normally. What that would tell me is something that comes into play later in this game is anytime there's a half field player to 4, he is really wide. So all these teams have different landmarks as far as where they are on their half field. I think it's easy to think of the numbers as a landmark. The numbers are probably a little wide. They're probably a little bit inside as kind of that half field player landmark. But once he starts working wide, like this safety is really wide, that's when you start to see that seam open up so much. And again, if you watch the game live, you probably know where this is going as far as all those seams opening up with what the half field player is doing. So he pushes real width here, and they get him. But again, that's pretty good coverage. That's a pretty good throw. That's good space. That's a perfect back shoulder look. You're not thinking that safety, who is inside the numbers, is going to hit you on a back shoulder. He makes a hell of a play. They got you. It's a bummer. And you go to school from it. And you know that Aaron does go to school from it because of what he talks to them on the sideline about, and they come back and work the seams later in this thing. The other thing I wanted to show from this wide was we come back and hit this. I'm used to calling this a shin route. Some people call it a now route. You see it run a decent amount in kind of the West Coasty world. It's usually paired with like a whip or return. It kind of operates as like a pick. And then oftentimes it's run with a corner or like a middle field open choice. So you kind of get this, you got an option when the middle of the field's open on a post sometimes too. And really, there's a lot of reasons to hit this thing. I honestly think it's kind of a tough throw at that angle, coming in hot, running at you like that. But you can see here, it's there. It's one of those things they probably talk about on the sideline. They end up coming back to it and hitting it later in the game. It's just one of those things to pay attention to. When their focus is so much on one player, you look at the picture when you get to the sideline and you're like, damn, if I just would have raised up right here, I got an easier picture if I can get a feel for that safety being so over the top on that back shoulder. Next one here, 3rd and 8. Looks like 0. Gonna get 0. And right on cue, you've got essentially that same route we just talked about, that little shin route down here from the bottom on the 1. This time he's just going to go. He's not going up the field at all. It's a beautiful 0 beater, man beater. You get that little rub from the number 2. You're able to just raise up. We're not taking a hit. Again, you got some serious huevos if you come up and line up against Aaron Rodgers like this in a punt block. He's going to get the ball out of his hands. He is not going to sit back there and take a hit. This is not the first time he's seen 0. So again, living on the edge defensively, scheme-wise here for me. But if you watch the number 2 down here to the bottom, you can see he's going to raise up and just come out here and try to get a rub. And again, they're getting so much depth. There's really nobody to even rub because the guy's off so far. So he's off that far. As we come out here, there's really nobody there. Just boop. And that's easy. I mean, this is as 0 as it gets. When you get everybody up at the line of scrimmage like this, you must have a plan to get the ball out of your hands. You know Aaron Rodgers is going to. Ball out. Beautiful. First down, let's go. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time and doing it. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. You can check out all the courses over at the website, theqbschool.com. Hop over there and enroll. Finally, please make sure to follow me across all the different social media platforms. I really do appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, another touchdown. This is the exact look we were talking about earlier with clouding Metcalf up top and creating that seam hole. Aaron does a great job. I mean, this is a tough down and distance. In the red zone, 3rd and forever. Can't get the ball out of your hand fast enough. This is a beautiful job here of layering this thing right over the defender. Operates as a pseudo high back 5 throw. And again, we've already talked about it, but be really explicit here. Where is 4? Okay, Metcalf is right here. They've got a half field player over here. Okay, we've already seen this guy, even if it wasn't a half field player, even if it was a quarters, a bracket, a split field safety. Okay, he's played way over the top. We've already thrown a pick on a back shoulder out here. He's going to be moving that way. We are thinking, oh, I'm going to rip this seam right in this space. And that's exactly what happens. Okay, just have to get it over that nickel star player. And again, you've got the 3rd eligible. The other thing to pay attention to here is your 3rd eligible. The back is over here. So even if you were to catch Tampa, which this isn't, but he's going to most likely match to the number 3. Okay, he's not going to be interested in where Metcalf is. That's going to be a safety problem, not a Mike linebacker problem right now. So again, it's kind of the best of all of those worlds. Really nice design, play call. Again, watch him match this way to the back. That creates even more space. It's beautiful. It's a great awareness from Aaron, from this offense, being able to understand what they're doing to you on defense in real time and come back and take advantage of it and attack it and get a huge touchdown and terrible down and distance. Next one here, another 3rd down. This time we're going to hit Washington down here to the bottom on just a little quick flat, just nice and easy. Again, they're going to give you 3rd downs like this. It's one of those things for me when I look at this offense, the defense looks so concerned. There's so much of a gravitational pull towards Metcalf that they essentially drop other things. And so it's one of those things where you just have to be aware of the space Metcalf is creating for other guys. So as we come across here, I've been a huge fan of this dude for a long time. Probably hasn't come onto the scene and been as impactful as I would have thought. But to just be able to raise up here, and again, not the fastest route in the world, but because we outside release, and we're certainly terrified, whatever the coverage is, he's going with him. He's going to be over the top. He's way inside. He's not worried necessarily about this flat. We've got all sorts of space, and that's about as easy of a 3rd down throw as you'll get in the NFL. I mean, that's essentially wide open. On him, 1st and goal, let's go. Next one here, next touchdown pass to my guy Washington as he kind of hides here on this little kind of pick, snag. Beautiful job from Aaron. You know, people freak out when they see a little spider 2Y banana or some iteration of it. I love how quick they're going here. They run up to the line of scrimmage, they get their feet set. Aaron comes up, quick counts, finds the big guy hiding right over the ball. Orange shoes can't handle it. So what's going on here? First, notice the tempo out of the huddle. How quick they get up and get set. There's no wasted movement. We're up. Aaron goes up, quick count, go. Now, what is this play? This play is we're trying to usually bluff and in the flat. That's one. It's usually paired with a corner. And that kind of happens two. And we've got this back line or over as the three. And then where the touchdown is here, he comes up here maybe trying to get a pick accidentally on purpose. And then he just kind of turns around and operates as the outlet for the quarterback. As kind of a glorified four. As a quarterback, you reverse out. We're play faking to the back. The back is screaming off that bluff, and he is going to cut with his inside shoulder pad, the outside quad of the edge player. So you get a cut right in your face. You're responsible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is throw it away or run it, and it's a beautiful job execution across the board. Aaron's played this play 1,000 times. No to the flat, no to the corner. Gets his eyes back. The over's not there yet. Big boy, right over the middle, got him. And just a thing of beauty. Again, I love the tempo that they're playing with here too. A little subtle tempo within the game. Quick count, flat no, corner no, yes. Washington, beautiful job. Just boop. And you can see Aaron's eyes go from outside, corner, inside. And he never even really gets to the over. Washington's open before the over's even there. Next one here, another third-ish medium. First down's the -49. So we got about 4 yards to go. We're going to end up getting to what I'll classify as double stick up top. He's going to signal it, old school stick signal here, 2 index fingers out like you're playing the drums. He throws it to the number 3. You know, if he had to do this over again, he probably goes to Metcalf, has the number 2, or he probably sees the whole shot get dropped and throws the number 1 on the clear outside. Wouldn't be shocked either. Now, again, it's third down, so you're thinking I'm just going to get the sticks as opposed to take a shot. But you can see the signal here. And this is old school signaling here, like the 2 sticks like you're playing the drums, the snare. And then we've got this thing to the right. We just kind of aren't on the same page with the tight end as far as where we're turning, throwing that thing. He's trying to throw it away from the near defender, just off the fingertips. We barely don't hook it up execution-wise. You can see Aaron's pissed. Now, the interesting thing here is if you're a Bengals fan, you've got to be excited that they didn't just run up and snap this thing quickly because we are crazy late out of the huddle. So whoever the hell the Bengals play next, I'm telling you, they will have a play where they just run up, get set, and go. We've already quick counted these guys at the goal line, right? We just showed the spider 2Y banana touchdown to Washington. So right here, they're slow to get lined up. That's the first thing. The next thing here is when we get to double stick and we get to the signal, snap this thing. So there are the signals. They really do kind of confuse themselves here. They're probably trying to get to a non-traditional Tampa, which is a funky, a third down changeup. This to me is a clear on double stick. Here's the quote unquote quick out, and here's the quote unquote stick route. Now again, they turn either way. What ends up happening here is this guy is the half field player. He's dropping down as the deep hook. And really this guy gets dropped. Now again, would I be surprised if Aaron threw this? Hell no. Aaron's, one of the few guys in the league that I would say would do that consistently. And he's probably, when he looks at the film, going to be mad at himself that he didn't see it. He probably is used to this guy winning verse 2 and being open. They're just not on the same page. So play this thing out if we were to work up top. So I think Metcalf does a really nice job of settling there on the stick as opposed to running out. Now, again, some teams make you run out, but settle. That gets you a first down. This gets you a first down if it's just slightly more on him and you're on the same page. And then this gets you a touchdown because they just drop them. So just one of those unfortunate third downs where the execution didn't meet the opportunity. Next one here, 4th touchdown pass. So we're going to hit the seam down here to the bottom, the number 2. Right? We've already talked about the half field player and the pull that Metcalf has. Aaron's able to see this thing, let it rip. Big touchdown, great finish. Hell of a play. I mean, just vintage Rodgers on many different levels. Again, watch how wide 22 gets here. And again, Aaron would hit this thing on time. He's got to move, shuffle, still got the arm strength to rip that thing down the field. It's just a thing of beauty. At this point, Aaron knows exactly what he's going to get as far as that half-field player and how they're trying to cover Metcalf. So this is just the quarterback school logo, y'all. This is just 2x2 all go. So seam, best release go, seam, and check down. Now again, normally if you were to catch two, like Tampa here, this guy would be deep and kind of inside the numbers, basically exactly how this player is. And I'll show you the difference. He ends up getting very flat and shallow. Also, I'm most used to the Mike in Tampa 2 matching to the number 3. I could also be talked into matching to the field, so the wide side, so that the ball's down here, turning to the wide side. But we kind of get fortunate that he doesn't match to the number 3 here to keep this seam hole open as well. So first, let's watch the difference in safeties. See how flat and wide this guy is. He's outside the 50. He's at the 45 and inside the numbers. This makes this seam hole much bigger, and the Mike is matching to the field versus matching to the third eligible. So all those things together, and having a 40-plus-year-old who knows all these things, can move his feet, dip and rip a seam down the field for a touchdown, pretty damn spectacular. Really. Like, let it wash over you. That's a big-time ball. It's a thing of beauty. And the thing I think I loved the most about it was that, yeah, we got a bummer pick on a back shoulder dot earlier with that flat half-field player. But we come back and make them pay for 2 huge touchdowns late in this one. And the last one here, I put the Hail Mary attempt on here just because I think it's vintage Rodgers. Like the old kind of dash, spin out, buy some time, huge crow hop, chuck that thing from the warning track. Looks like it travels 70 yards, gives his guy a chance in the end zone. And I'll be honest with you, I'm half surprised they didn't catch it. I mean, he's just so under control. Torque that thing. Look at the follow through. He's got so much torque on that throw, like a damn javelin. He spins himself. And then again, it's a pretty close opportunity for a big time play there. Again, not sure what 81 is doing. But besides for that, giving yourself a chance for a big play. So that is a wrap. Aaron Rodgers, Steelers, tough L. I mean, overall, I thought it was a pretty good performance, good to great performance for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, 1 interception, certainly probably a bad decision. Besides for that, though, I thought it was vintage Rodgers. I really did. I mean, extending, creating, arm strength. You can see him in real time diagnose what they're doing to DK Metcalf and be able to take advantage of it a number of times, ripping those seams. Pretty damn fun. I mean, really, pretty damn impressive, first of all. The arm talent, the ability to continue to rip it, but the ability to extend, create, move, the way he's playing the game at a really high level. That was a fun film. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.